So let's take a break from the server for a quick detour. We started implementing the Firebase admin NPM package. And we brought in our service account and we wired everything up, and our application should still run. Let's find out. Great, it's still running. And on the front end, we have these functions that allow us to sign in with Google only on the client. And we can update our Google with our photo URL from the Google pic and our display name from the document from the Google response as well when we log in with the Google OAuth. But one thing that's kind of annoying is that every time we refresh the page, the user is no longer logged in. There's a couple ways to fix this error, but we're going to start by the most simple, with the most simple of them. The first thing I want you to notice is that back in your actual front end, when you preview the application, you can see here that I've already logged in. I have some info. And I got my object back. Tells me a lot about myself. I have an access token, ID token, credentials, user, additional user info, and whatnot. But where do I store this info? One way to do it is by using the HTML5 local storage. And if you don't know where to find that, go over and click on the application tab right there. You'll see a bunch of information, but can anyone find where it says storage? Local storage. Open up local storage. See if there's anything in there. What do you see? Look at both of them. Have you noticed something interesting about this? What does it say right there? Firebase auth user. There's a key and a value. So Firebase, once we logged in, already stored a key and a value in our local storage. And what's in there? The UID, the user ID is, oh, and what else is in there? The display name. Why don't we check it out? We can see what's in there. Redirect, event ID, expiration time, when this key expires. Oh, this is interesting. Look at all this information that gets saved about us without even, did you even know this information was saved about you? No, you had no idea, huh? Has anyone ever wondered why when you go on Facebook and then say you click on something else and you open up another tab and then all of a sudden Facebook knows, they start advertising to you based on what you clicked on? You ever seen that? Sometimes if you're logged into Facebook and you open up like a shoe site, you're looking up some Jordans, some Nikes.
Look up stuff on like Safari.
If you, yeah.
And Instagram will like give you apps.
That's exactly right. They will advertise to you based on what you look up.
So you mean like Google? Like how Google.
Google does this too. Do you know how they do it?
Is it based on
They store information about you in cookies. And if you open up the cookies tab here and you open up anything in there, you'll see that look at all this information that's being stored. By the way, here's google.com. All this stuff on google.com, what people have clicked on is stored in these little cookies. It's little nuggets of information about the user interaction. And this is usually used to make user experience better, but it can be also used to store information about the user.
Wait, so is that why like if I go on Google and I look at what movies are right now?
Yeah, if you go on Google, you look at what movies are.
And then I go to YouTube, it'll start like
It'll-
all the ads will be movie trailers.
Google will know exactly what you clicked on.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes. That is how Google works.
What if you look up Geico? It's not just
You know what? If you look up, whatever you look up, if that's why if you have a Facebook tab open and you have a bunch of other tabs open, Facebook knows what you're on. And it will advertise to you based on the other tabs you have open. That's why Facebook advertises all these developer boot camps to me. Okay, it sees me looking up code stuff, so it starts advertising code to me if I have Facebook open. So now I just open up Facebook in incognito window and it can't store cookies. Yes. As a heads up. You ever left Facebook open? Yep, is it open right now, Daryl?
No.
Don't lie.
Nope.
All right, cool, just checking. Now, What's good about this though is we can say like if we can actually grab stuff out of local storage and say like if local storage has a Firebase key, right? And that key contains a user ID, then let's just keep the user logged in. Can we do that? Well, let's go ahead and put some code in there that actually like store stuff in the local storage, and I'll show you how to do it. You ready? So once the user has logged in right here and we have their data, if we go into the object really quickly back into our console, where is that token that we want, the ID token? See it right there? There it is, ID token. So what we can do is we can set this object, which we call data.credential.id token holds our ID token. So we can come in here and say var ID token equals data dot, what's next? Credentials dot ID token. And what will that save for us? Oh, credential, not credentials. Well, we look at the object. We store this big object as data. This ID token is saved as data.credential.id token. So we can come in here and say data.credential.id token and store it as an ID token. Then all we need to do is if we want to store our own version of this token, we can just say like local storage dot set item. Or maybe it's just like set. I don't even remember. Let me look it up. Local storage set item. I think it's set item. Storage.set item. And you can find information about local storage and how to use it. Local storage.set item, the key, and then the value. And then if you want to get it, you say local storage.get item. It's as simple as that. So we can say that's to keep your stuff in local storage in the browser. So we can say local storage.set item. We'll call this Firebase ID token. And then we'll set it to the ID token that we just grabbed. And so then whenever we actually load this page up, we can have a script in there that checks to see if it exists. And then it shows the button if it does exist. Otherwise, it already lets us log in. It counts as logged in already. This is a way to do that. You could also store the photo URL. You could store the information you want. You could say like local storage dot set item Google photo to the photo URL. If we've already grabbed that photo URL, we can put that right here. And we'll set that photo URL. Oh, sorry, photo URL. That's what it is.
What is that doing? The second?
It's storing the photo URL that we get back from our Google login.
Oh, you have to store it.
Well, you don't have to store anything, but I'm just showing you how we can start to use this system. Now, if I save this and I refresh this page, let's see how it works. I'm gonna refresh it. Okay, I see nothing. I'm gonna click sign in with Google. I sign in with Google using Firebase. Okay, my name is not defined. Oh, I have an error. Oh yeah, I didn't change this. Bless you indeed. Let me get rid of that really quickly because that's not supposed to be there. That was just us messing around a little bit. Let me get rid of this as well. So all I'm doing here is I'm setting some stuff in local storage. So I'm going to save this. Right here, I'm going to refresh it. I'm going to run it again. I'm going to log in, sign in with Google. Okay, cool. Now we'll go back to your application and check it out. We just stored the ID token and the Google photo in session storage. So then we can run a function at the very beginning. Anytime we load this page up, we can say a function that says like check if logged in, and we can say if and check to see if there's a token there. Now this is not a good way to do it. Local storage dot get item, We called it Firebase ID token. This is not a good way to do it because the token might expire. So I'll show you exactly how to do that as well. If local storage.getItem Firebase ID token exists, then we'll let everything happen, do nothing. Cool. If it doesn't exist, then we can allow them to sign in with Google. So like if it already exists, log them in and we'll say like document.getElementById gone, set attribute style to display none, visibility hidden, and that'll hide the login button. So the person won't have to log in anymore. And then we can just grab their picture and already load it up. Document.getElementById Google pic and set the attribute of the source equal to local storage.getItem. And what do we save the picture as? Google photo. So we've now stored some information about the user as soon as they log in. And then we can have a log out button that clears both of these from this local storage, sends it both to nothing. Else, we will make sure that they're not hidden. You don't need to do any of this, to be honest. But this is just, I'm just showing you an example of how you might approach this whole problem. Visibility, we said visibility, CSS to what? You just see really quickly. Not hidden, I don't want it to be hidden. Visibility, visible, that's what it is. Visibility, visible. So now I can, if I'm logged in, set the button to hidden, otherwise, set the button to visible. And so if I refresh this page, and I click sign in with Google, let's see if it works. Store it, okay. See if I refresh again. Oh, sorry, I have to run that function, I apologize. And then every time we run, check if logged in. The second the page loads up. So let's click refresh. Bam, it stays there and there's no button to sign in. Of course, yeah. I put checked if logged in right above the sign in with Google button function. So now there's no button to sign in. And if I were to delete this, for instance, delete the firebase.id token by clicking here and just deleting it, and clicking here and deleting it, okay? Let's get rid of all this. Awesome, now I refresh again, and there's my button again. Now it's like I'm logged out. Right? You just literally just click in there and open them up and delete them, or click in there and leave them in there. This is one method for storing information. Now you'll notice that anyone can go in here and mess with this stuff. So anyone could act like they're logged in. They could pretend like they're logged in and then they could vote. This is not good. So this is why we're going to use a server to protect that just in case. But I just want to show you one way of approaching this problem. Cool? Yeah, I'll answer your question to put this on Slack as well. Here's the code, by the way. It's nothing serious. It's pretty trivial. It doesn't actually do what we need it to do. I just want to show you how a lot of people approach these problems. Any questions? Yeah, go for it, Daryl. And you know what? Like I said, actually, let me post all this code on Slack, and then I'll answer all your questions. Cool? All right, sweet.